Robyn Brown has acknowledged that while she was searching for and pursuing Cody, she came across a stable man who was already married, had his things together, and was financially secure. She pursued him because he was married. She took the husband and wife of another woman. Because of her cult training, she seems to hold the complicated view that women find married men appealing because it indicates that they are suitable for marriage. Imagine growing up in a place where dating is so limited that you have to consider married guys before deciding whether or not you want to be a bride. The ob is that there are lots of young men available though. They are expelled. They and their rivals are forced out. However, she continues to hold on to this crazy concept, and I kind of shrank back when she said that women get sexy when they saw a married man. What are you talking about? I thought, that's never how I felt. I have never looked at a married man and thought, I want to marry him. You mean bananas? This interaction took place while Cody was discussing a woman that reached out to her, correct? He has the tale, and I think I've already told you some of it. Last week, we already discussed that. The other portion of the chat, however, focuses on the two of them sort of bargaining whether or not to bring someone else into the family. It's sort of crazy since Robyn seems to be much more engaged in this. She's sending him pictures and telling him that women want to get married, as if she's scouting potential partners. Robyn acknowledges that she asks Cody to look at images of women she discovers online, or that individuals approach her. She is clearly still considering this choice. I sort of think this is true. Although they don't talk to her anymore, McKelty and Tony have stated that Robyn does believe she wants polygamy to a certain extent, even though she doesn't want it in real life because it's difficult to be polygamous, and there is a conflict between the belief that you must practice it in order to enter the celestial kingdom and the reality of polygamy. I'm not sure Robyn's current position, but I am aware that according to this religion, it is a woman's duty to uphold what is known as the law of Sarah. Therefore, the law of Sarah implies that a woman must find another woman to bring into the family and then give that woman to the guy in order to enter the celestial kingdom, as she has therefore fulfilled the law of Sarah, correct? After she finds another woman for the husband, they get married, and the newest wife gives the new wife her hand as part of the religious ritual. Robyn would then transfer the new woman to Cody by placing her hand in his, thus disengaging from Cody by saying, "This is your new wife." This is what all women do. Mary thus took this action with Janelle. Janelle and Christine did this. Perhaps there is still a complex belief system that Christine must satisfy the law of Sarah because she does this with Robyn and Robyn has not done so. I'm not sure, but that would be the reason she would be seeking other women, if anything. It's not that I think she's taking it seriously or that she wants this, but it's clear that they're having some theological problems. I'm sure that part of this is for the plot and for Cody's ego, but it reminds me of how Mary used to go looking for other women for Cody all the time in order to keep him on her side. Because, as you may know, guys are not meant to be on the prowl with women. They do, but that's what they say. Furthermore, women are really expected to pursue other women on behalf of men. They function similarly to the bait. Robyn is the bait now. Christine here, but because she was the previous wife for around 16 years, I do want to mention that. Because she was the newest wife and had Janelle give her the law of Sarah, she held a position where no one could take her place for 16 years. There was no one to take Christine's place, but Cody could switch amongst the several ladies. Additionally, most men in this faith only have 3 wives since, in the Ob today, 3 is the very minimum required to enter the celestial kingdom. If they wish to rise to positions of leadership, they must take on up to 5 or 7 wives. However, it is sufficient for 3, and the majority of men who do not aspire to be the prophet or to hold a position of leadership to stop there. For example, it takes a lot of work to have 3 wives. However, when a woman experiences the law of Sarah, and I have spoken to women who have done so, it feels as though their heart has been torn out of their chest because they are now replaced when a new wife enters the marriage, particularly if the woman has been the last wife for a long time and loses that space. She is telling Robyn and Cody that she must accept the fact that he is now their spouse. They must have faith in her. That doesn't mean she's cool with it, but she's been brainwashed into believing that she must be. regardless of how she feels, and because of her feelings, she finds it difficult to accept that she's been expelled and sent to pasture because she stopped having children with him is an extremely challenging burden because, according to church leaders who spoke from the pulpit, once a woman stops bearing children for you, you should take her to the pasture like an old cow and leave her there. Almost like spiritual death for the woman, or as a tangible symbol that has meaning for her. You know, you kill old cows when you take them out to pasture. In this instance, you will allow that elderly cow to remain alone in the pasture rather than killing them. Because they are aware of this and have been informed of it, they know that once they give it to him, particularly in this instance, he will no longer be the husband he once was and she will take over. Additionally, Robyn has been the new thing for 16 years. Therefore, I believe she would behave like Christine if she did this. She couldn't manage it, in my opinion. Although I don't think she's content with him on her own, I also don't think she would want to share him. I know for sure that if Cody had to be one of two guys in a woman's life, he would have an issue with it. So for me, this is just revisionist history. Furthermore, it's not always true for him to imply that you'll like one more item if you have to. I mean, you might not like one of your 3 cats, isn't that right? You simply have a different taste in them. When you have a partner, you should be able to rely on them and be with them, and they should have your back. However, in the world of polygamy, that simply does not exist, and favorite wives are common. This is a strange way of life, as it goes against the way most people value safety and security. Since he wouldn't have tried, I don't think Cody is implying that he could have attempted or that he wanted to try. His favorite wives have always been his. The distinction is that prior to the performance, because they lived in a small, remote village and were not exposed to the outside world, the women would have simply accepted it and dealt with it. They would not have had the knowledge that there was another alternative available to them. Janelle didn't, but at least Chris, Mary, and Christine did. She was from the non-religious world. However, what Cody is actually saying is that it's Christine's fault that it didn't work, and since it didn't work for Christine, Robyn won't either. In many respects, he's actually implying that Robyn wouldn't be able to cope. Sharing me would be too much for Robyn to bear. It wouldn't function. It would only lead to absurdity. But once more, he essentially escapes all accountability on his own. Furthermore, as the talk progresses, you begin to hear that the two of them are in a situation where they are compelled to settle for one another, rather than that they are in love. Even if Cody is attempting to change the past and claim that Robyn is his soulmate, settling for one another isn't the definition of romantic love. All of it is a story. He uses that as an excuse for why he destroyed his family. And he would have to acknowledge that he simply threw everything away for sex if he were to genuinely examine the situation. He tossed it away for financial gain and notoriety. Out of greed, he threw it away. It was greed, not just Robyn. It was fame, not just Robyn. It was ego, not just Robyn. The new thing was Robyn. Not because of Robyn, but because of Cody. He threw it away. Was Robyn involved? Yes, but since he was the patriarch, he did carry the weight in this situation. Robyn never made an effort to hold him responsible for his work in the polygamous realm. Even if she committed a number of blunders, the man is ultimately responsible. It is the man's responsibility to oversee all relationships, and men like setting women against one another. That's the way the system operates. However, she is telling him that she was promised that in her church, the way it is framed is that you are supposed to create a community of women who are all working toward the same objective of entering heaven and eradicating all of their negative traits, which, in this case, means feeling jealous and having feelings. Then you're all out on the grandma ranch doing your thing when you're elderly and your husband doesn't want to spend time with any of you. That's how they market it in their church sermons, after all. She was raised with the belief that men's roles are to respect, honor, and support all women. Frequently, they aren't because they don't appreciate women in general, it's too difficult, or they don't want to. As Cody previously stated, if women are seen as objects, then one of the two items will be more shiny. When you regard women or people as objects or things as objects, things like, "I'll have your back" are not something you say. "I'm going to love you all together. I'll do everything for you all at once." To be honest, I don't think Robyn would have approved of him handling things fairly. She seemed to desire more than anybody else. She needed more than anyone else, in my opinion. However, Robyn is telling Cody that his failure to stay together and to keep his promises to those other women was his failure, and that his failure caused her dream to dissolve. The other women are not being blamed. The other dynamics are not being blamed. It's accusing him directly, as if he failed here, and he is aware that she is blaming him, and she is aware that he is blaming him. He will become defensive, and she will then walk it back, which is the eggshells that Christine claims Robyn lives under. Since she is now the only wife, I honestly don't see Cody treating her any differently than anybody else. Since he has no one else to talk about but her, I actually see Cody being more critical of her when he is questioned about her in one-on-one sessions. She needs to admit that he ignores her when she raises issues like these. Tell him, "Did you hear what I said?" as you return. Then, like a robot attempting to deny that he chose to string these ladies along, he says, "Yeah, I know I'm a failure and I just didn't have the skill sets." The most difficult thing, in my opinion, and the bigger issue here, is that Cody chose to disregard all of these women. Because he thought he had influence over them, he disregarded them both before and after the show, assuming they would continue to be complacent and complicit. He is a cop-out when he claims that I didn't manage those relationships because I had the necessary skill set. The managerial perspective would have been to simply declare, "I'm leaving polygamy because I'm in love with Robyn." However, such was not Cody's desire. Cody wished they would stay. The men in this culture are okay with the ladies being ignored and left in a house 300 miles away, even though he may have wanted them to leave by pushing them all away. That's perfectly acceptable to them. However, they will continue to refer to him as a wife, even if they don't see him more than 3 times a year. That's just the way things are. Cody responds, "Well, I just didn't have the skill set," when she tries to call him out. It's obvious that she expects him to have performed better. Cody becomes irritated with her for bringing this up, so she has to kiss his butt and say she's sorry for saying it. I think it's quite crazy that when Cody is talking to Robyn, she has to walk away and say, "It's not your fault," but in her own mind, she also says, "I know it was all of our faults." No, well, yeah, yes, and no, but they're all contributing to the problems that are occurring on the show. However, there are a lot of issues with this. This is the guy, and this was the cult. However, he then tries to go back to what happened with Christine, and he spends a lot of time talking about his exit with her. As he talks about the breakdown of this family, I notice that he is only talking about Christine, which makes me wonder, was she the only relationship he was genuinely trying to work on aside from Robyn, and the Mary relationship was dead? Janelle obviously didn't give a damn, or else he would be paying more attention to her. I believe that his sole concern with Janelle was the money, the cash. Given that he is discussing the death of his family, Christine, and his own shortcomings, I must commend the editors and producers on this one. Additionally, they display a picture of Janelle after he fails to mention her name. And because he doesn't think of Janelle that way, Cody likes to remind viewers that it wasn't just Christine that he left behind, but Janelle as well. He simply doesn't think of her that way, and I'm not sure why. Therefore, the producers are making fun of him by stating, "Yeah, but what about Janelle?" But, well done, producers. I can see that things aren't all sunshine and roses when he tells Robyn that he's simply trying to make the most of the circumstance. "Listen, I've been married for 15 years, starting in August of 2010, and I would ask, why are you here, if my spouse said that he was merely attempting to make the most of his circumstances with me? Then correct? It feels like you're settling for something you don't want when you're attempting to make the most of a circumstance. It doesn't sound like pure love, and you've accepted this as the situation." And I believe he would feel a little offended if I told him, "I'm totally fine with you. Sincerely, I'm not content with my husband. That's not who I want. It's what I desire, not just what makes me happy. It's not a crisis. I don't have to put up with him because I want to be with him. It's our life." They're not speaking to each other's faces, as far as I can see. How much they love each other. Cody makes an effort. Robyn rejects him. She claims she's bashful and uninterested in the kind things Cody attempts to do for her. They seem to be settling into a marriage that neither of them wants, and now Cody is trying to prove to everyone that this is the reason he destroyed his entire family. I don't see that it was because I don't like Robyn, by the way, but she deserves more. All I see are two people who are committed to maintaining a long-term relationship and attempting to convince themselves that it was worthwhile. I believe Robyn may be a better person if she weren't polygamous. I'm not sure she deserves anything more than to be able to publicly criticize her spouse without fear. I mean, I know that men's egos are weak, and it can be difficult to face them. She should be free to speak her mind without feeling compelled to apologize to him, and it's not comforting when Cody tells her that he's just trying to make the most of a bad situation. I understand that it happens to the best of us. They will therefore continue to talk about this, and I don't think this will be the last of it. However, I don't think their marriage is love. It's tolerance. What do you think, then? And there's more. It seems that ladies are still interested in marrying Cody Brown despite the fact that 3 of his wives have left him. The Sister Wives actor claims that ladies are still contacting him to show interest in becoming part of his family. Robyn, his only surviving wife, genuinely thinks her husband is a catch, even though she doesn't exactly agree with their strategy. According to Robyn, ladies must believe he is marriage material because he has already been married to multiple women. After all, that's how it works, isn't it? On Sister Wives' November 2nd episode, Cody disclosed that he had received another email from a woman who seems interested in becoming a member of his family. He said the woman was calling him out and making advances on him. She was sort of chastising me for deciding to quit plural marriage, he stated in her email. She criticized Cody's decisions in life, but she also said that she was interested in getting to know Robyn and Cody for the purpose of joining the family. Robyn was disturbed that the woman had contacted Cody directly, but she didn't mind that she was interested in becoming a member of their family. She acknowledged, "I think it's really inappropriate that they would send it to Cody. Making advances on a man is often considered improper. You must speak with the Sister Wives." Robyn acknowledged that she initially had some curiosity in the woman despite her poor approach. "Oh, this would be fantastic," I thought for a moment. "I've always wanted this in my life," she remarked. He claims that ladies have written him a lot of letters requesting that he reconsider plural marriage. But according to Cody, he doesn't want to know if other ladies are interested in him at this time. He remarked, "Who doesn't enjoy a little attention? But at the same time, I feel like I don't want to indulge in that craziness." Cody has previously maintained that he was never a ladies' man, despite his assertions that multiple women had approached him. Robyn disagreed at the time, stating that because he had 4 wives, most people would consider him a ladies' guy. It's also obvious that she still finds her husband attractive. Regarding her spouse, whom she had previously called yummy, she stated, "When a young woman sees a married, stable man, that is attractive. He's figured out some of his bullcrap," she continued. "He knows how to be a father, and he has a happy wife. I apologize, but it is going to make any girl's head turn. Since he is already married, any young woman would think, oh, he is marriageable material." While maintaining that the 3-divorced, unsuccessful father of 18 has a lot to offer potential wives, Robyn Brown went all fangirl about her husband, Cody, on Sunday's Sister Wives episode. After Cody told Robyn that he had received another email from a woman who said she was interested in joining the family, Robyn shared her scorching hot opinion with him as they talked about the potential of re-entering plural marriage. Robyn informed viewers that she thought it was very inappropriate for a woman to go hitting on a man like Cody rather than going through his spouse or spouses, but she also pointed out that Cody had many qualities that any woman would find attractive. "You know, it's attractive to a young woman to see a married, stable man," Robyn said. "He's got a happy wife, he knows how to be a dad, and he's figured out some of his bullcrap." Robyn continued by saying that any fertile woman would want to have children with her spouse just by looking at him or something. "I apologize, but that is going to make any girl's eyes drop," Robyn boasted. "Because he is already married, any young woman would say, oh, he is marriageable material." As veteran Sister Wives viewers are aware, Robyn married 40-year-old Cody in 2010 while she was in her early 30s. Cody was already married to Mary, Janelle, and Christine at the time, and he had 13 children. Although he acknowledged to viewers that he didn't mind the attention, Kody told Robyn on Sunday's program that he didn't reply to the email he had gotten from the purportedly interested woman. Shocking, however, even while it makes him feel special, he subsequently told Robyn that he would rather not know if a woman has a crush on him. But at the same time, it's like, that's a craziness that I don't want to indulge, he said. At the end of the episode, Robyn told Kody that she was so scared of plural marriage now, and that she didn't know how she would consider it at this point. Robyn also disclosed that she briefly considered trying plural marriage again after learning about the email from the potential sister wife. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.